This video is part of the Do It With Me SPSS video series. Everything you need can be found in the Worksheet 7 Google Drive folder. We're using the Sorting Hat versus Personality Tests dataset. In this study, we want to check if a Hogwarts house would score the highest in a personality trait that is most associated with it. Let's start with extraversion. According to the lore, we would expect that Gryffindors would score significantly higher in this personality trait compared to Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin. Because we are comparing means across 4 groups, we will use ANOVA instead of an independent t-test. We need to give the ANOVA table, the table for the tests of homogeneity of variances, and the multiple comparisons table. Then answer the question, was the predicted house correct? We can follow the step-by-step guide in the SPSS Genie file to conduct ANOVA. So let's import the data by clicking File, Import Data, CSV Data, and locating your dataset. Click OK. And then we would want to change the value labels for the variable of Hogwarts house. So let's go to Variable View and click Values. And let's change 1 to Gryffindor, 2 to Hufflepuff, 3 for Ravenclaw, and 4 for Slytherin. So going back to the data view, we can now easily change between the number and the label. To do the ANOVA, click Analyze, Compare Means, and then select One-Way ANOVA. Add your dependent variable to the dependent list. So let's add IP_extraversion. And then the factor is the grouping or independent variable. Click Post Hoc. Check the box for Tukey, and then Games Howl. Specify the significance level to 0.05, and then click Continue. Click Options. Here, click Descriptive, Homogeneity of Variance Test, as well as Means Plot. Click Continue, and then OK. So let's check the means plot first to give us a visualization of how the means would look like. So we can see here at first glance that the Gryffindor mean for extraversion seems to be really high, but we can't really say that it is statistically significant just by looking at the means plot. So we would need to check the ANOVA table. Here you want to look at the p-value here under the significance column. So we see that the p-value is 0.004, and if p is less than 0.05, we would reject the null hypothesis. That means that there is a significant difference between the 4 Hogwarts houses in terms of their extraversion level. However, we do not know which groups or which pair of groups. The next step would be to check the result of the Levene's test of homogeneity of variance, so this table. We would also look at the p-value here. If it is not significant, or p is greater than 0.05, then that means our groups have equal variances, which means that we would need to use the results from Tukey's test later in the post hoc. If it were significant, then we would need to use the Games Howell's test because our groups have unequal variances. But since it is significant, we're going to look at the Tukey portion of this multiple comparisons table. So checking this table, we're going to look at Gryffindor versus Hufflepuff, Gryffindor versus Ravenclaw, and Gryffindor versus Slytherin. Checking the p-values under significance. So you can see that they're all under 0.05, which means they're all significant. That's why there are asterisks here and the mean differences. So this actually confirms or proves statistically that the mean level for Gryffindor extroversion is higher than Hufflepuff by 2.2 units. The mean Gryffindor extroversion level is higher than that of Ravenclaw by 1.89. And then the mean Gryffindor extroversion level is higher than that of Slytherin by 2.602. So that's our answer. Our expectation that Gryffindor would have the highest extroversion level is correct. And our variances are actually homogeneous. So we use the results from Tukey's test. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching.